Hello, folks. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. As you can see, we are television active, and on Enterprise TV, it's time for Homo Politicus that interrogates issues thrown up, as we always say, by our Nigerian Federation. Today, military uncovers over 50 illegal refineries in Bayelsa State. Well, make no mistake about it, we are living indeed in interesting times. So at a time we're yoking under a crippling petroleum product supply and distribution disruptions, some unscrupulous countrymen and women can run what is known as illegal refineries. The so-called illegal refineries are processes whereby impoverished locales in the Niger Delta region of Nigeria would tap giant pipelines to make the premium motor spirit or the PMS and sell for a profit. Now, the startling news is that the military task force in Niger Delta province, known as Operation Delta Safe, has uncovered 50 illegal refining sites at the Bineni Forest in the Yenagua local government area. Now, Rear Admiral John Okeke, who led the operation, says at one of the open pits discovered, 10 trucks of the automotive gas oil, AGO, the diesel, can be got. This is big business, if you ask me, for people. And it provokes the question, are we not in trouble? So let's go there. My discussant today is the man who knows what I'm talking about. Let's meet and greet one more time, journalist, national affairs commentator, Emeka Madunagu. Emeka, I greet you.
Yeah, welcome. I'm glad to be here.
So, Emeka, each time you hear about illegal refineries, what strikes you?
What strikes me is that we have some unfortunate circumstances, controlling.
Man-made.
Yeah, man-made. Oh, sure, man-made. No doubt about that. I mean, the environment doesn't create illegal refineries. Yeah. So, unfortunately, as part of our economic circumstances, we have these refineries where people deploy, permit me to use the word, crude skills into refining.
Emeka, when you say people deploy, it cannot be everybody.
No,
because tampering with oil pipes is no child.
That's why I use that word generically.
Okay.
People.
Okay.
Because there are different layers. There are those at high levels of government who collude.
Emeka, I, for instance, and you inclusive, cannot tamper with pipelines because
it's at different levels.
Okay.
But before these things, before they get to those pipelines, there are those who make it possible for them using official or unofficial might to give them cover, protection. Then there are the engineers, the technical people who know who know the intricacies. I mean, if you look at the report from that Rear Admiral, he said these people had, developed a system of directly getting crude from the main supply line. So that tells you that, it's no longer about just tapping from some, sublines, but the main line taking crude.
So
they've been able to.
Emeka, what strikes you again when you hear about crude oil theft?
You see, Nigeria is a very interesting place where
no wonder we're living in interesting times.
We've been living in interesting times from even before independence. We just simple problems. theft or stealing. We call them corruption, graft. We coin very big names, because of course the sums involved are usually very big. So, of course, we see the way we are called important dignitaries in society, we give them big names. So we also give our problems big names. So crude oil theft, very simply put, is an economic crime. People engaging in economic sabotage. There's no two ways. There are no two ways about it.
Yeah, they are perpetrated by Nigerians, right?
Well, I cannot say it's all Nigerians. That's why I said people.
Okay.
Because it is possible for them to have some foreigners among them. Maybe. No, let me not even say, what am I saying? What is maybe? The buyers, a lot of the buyers of crude, stolen crude, are foreigners. They come in with ships. They come in with big ships from different parts of the world.
Currency.
Oh, hard currency and arms, equipment. And the way they're able to...
So it's a cartel.
It's a big cartel. It's a global cartel. It's not just about Nigeria. It's a global cartel. Because, natural resources globally, are a big business. And they are not found everywhere in the world. So what you find out that Africa is resource rich, and therefore the world powers, the leading nations of the world,
they need Africa.
They need Africa, but Africa doesn't know that it needs itself first. It needs to redeem itself first before looking for salvation from other parts of the world. So what do? We are led and guided by the IMF and the World Bank to do things that are as basic as even knowing how much crude we produce.
Okay.
Like one of my former bosses used to say, he said, we have a counting problem in Nigeria. We don't know how many barrels of crude we produce every day. We don't know how many people we are in Nigeria. Even our budget, we don't even know how, we just throw figures. We don't even know. That's why you see one institution will say one Hilux van costs 24 million. Another one will say it costs 50 million. Another one will say, so we have a counting problem. We don't even know what we have. And therefore, what do you see?
But our troubles are mounting.
Unfortunately, they are mounting. And we can deal with these problems if we just try to be honest.
One of them is this so-called illegal refineries.
Yes. You see, when you call them illegal refineries, let's throw our minds back to the fact that during the Civil War, the Biafran side actually used such crude methods, if you permit me to use that word.
Including urine to produce petrol.
Well, there are the stories that were told, yes, of course. Different methods were used. But that phase has gone. Now, how come things have even got worse? We're not fighting a war. It's not as if there's any part of the country...
we are fighting a war of sorts.
No. We are not fighting a territorial war like they had during the Civil War. So, the resources got from Niger Delta should be for all. But you see, when there is this sense among, in a section of the people that they are not being treated rightly, you get these resources from Niger Delta, but look at the environment. There's this report submitted to the House Joint Committee, Petroleum, by HEDA, Human an environmental rights group, and some other NGOs connected with the environment. And they said the oil majors are now trying to pull out of onshore oil production after decades of, mindless destruction of the Niger Delta environment. And that regardless of whatever the outcomes have been, that they are to blame. That report, now I know, couched under is that look at illegal refining. Is also a byproduct of the despoliation, the destruction of the environment by the oil majors.
Yeah, but
over the years.
Because the so-called illegal refineries help in no small way to degrade the environment further.
Yes, because, the point is...
I hear that in Port Harcourt, for instance, they are yoking under an environmental wahala.
Suit. There's this suit.
Yeah.
There's this suit. And then those refineries are called fire in local parlance. And there are these claims that those refineries actually help in cushioning the hitches in the supply of petroleum products. So that there are people who say that they are somewhat desirable, that why not just bring them into the refining mainstream?
The illegal angle to these refineries has split opinion over time. Why not take advantage of these so-called illegal refineries?
You see,
I don't know if you have heard that.
Yes. I think because some people have made the argument that what's the big deal in oil refining? That is just distillation. It just is not too different from distilling beer. So that you can
illicit the so-called
gin. Yes. Yeah. So that you can actually, break down some components to levels that you can bring in. Let me call them micro producers. At that level, micro producers, nano producers. That's the operative word these days.
Hold on. Former Governor Nyesom Wike declared some illegal miners wanted. Do you remember?
Yes, he did. But you see, these refineries are also being run by powerful politicians.
Good.
Oil theft also involves influential military officers, security officers. So it's not just ordinary people who wake up from somewhere. There is a complex ring.
Yeah.
At different levels. Okay, how come NNPC? One of the causes of constant, fuel, disruptions in fuel supply is the fact that we have to truck fuel from Lagos particularly to different parts of Nigeria. Why? NNPC's pipelines have been severely damaged, severely vandalized. So now,
like the refineries themselves.
Oh, those ones. That's another story for another day. Now, there was a time NNPC wanted to check, if the pipeline network was working, and if ran water through. He said the breakages recorded in one day were so many. So what it means is that right from the point, the headquarters of NNPC, you have saboteurs who inform these vandals about the operations of NNPC. And that is wrong. That is wrong. So when we look at this illegal refining, it's also destroying the environment. It's not helping the environment. In as much as, they might be said to be contributing, to the supply of petroleum products. But all in all, it is not a desirable venture. I think government can work out certain roles for these people to play so that we don't keep adding to the problem of environmental degradation through the destruction of these drums and, drums of petroleum products. These things are sent back into the environment. When they are set on fire, of course, it contributes to environmental pollution.
Yeah.
And these things have collateral effects, diseases, and destruction of the fauna and flora. So I think government has to work out a way of getting these people on board, because no matter how many times you destroy these things, it has not become a generational thing, from generation to generation, from generation to generation. So
it's become a way of life.
It is a normal way of life. So given the fact that, you see, these people are so unrelenting, despite the fact that people have been arrested, but we've not heard of convictions. That's part of the problem in the Nigerian system. Oh, we hear of arrests. Government security agents have arrested so and so number of people, but we don't hear of any convictions. That business is so lucrative that these people can hire the best lawyers. They can compromise security agents and be easily let off the hook.
Emeka, are we in trouble?
We are.
Okay.
We are in big trouble. We are just piling up problems for generations unborn. We are piling up problems for our nation. whichever way we turn, Nigeria has now become a dangerous natural resource time bomb. Everywhere, even in different parts of the north, even some parts of the southwest, around the Ile-Ife.
Yeah.
You know, in Osun State, I hear that you see pits here and there, pits here and there. Who is going to cover those pits? Those pits now gradually will begin to widen and constitute, environmental problems through erosion.
Emeka, akin to illegal refining of petroleum products would be illegal bunkering.
Well, of course.
Which is another name for crude oil theft.
Yeah,
we've not been able to do anything about it.
Well, bunkering itself is a business. That's the sale of oil. That's the sale of exploitation and sale of crude. But beyond that, we say these things are illegal. But to what extent do we have official collusion in these acts of economic sabotage? Those are the things we need to look at. That's why I said that government should find a way to bring these people on board, because these things are largely down to unemployment, large-scale unemployment. You can't have a large number of Nigerians, over 50 million Nigerians unemployed. Large-scale unemployment.
But here this, there are some 5 major causes of illegal bunkering, as I just talked about. One of them is poverty. The other one is ignorance. And then you have greed, another one. Lack of respect for national economic survival. And then the get-rich-quick syndrome, which has caught like a wildfire.
Yes, I agree. But you see, those 5 causes are just rolled into one. The first one, poverty. That's why the United Nations...
Poverty of the intellect. Not
poverty of everything, of the stomach, poverty. When the stomach is empty, the intellect cannot even process thoughts. You cannot tell a hungry man about patriotism.
Yeah.
A man who cannot feed his family, who cannot send his children to school, who can't send them to hospital. The environment around him is degraded, is damaged. That's why the United Nations, in its Sustainable Development Goals, the first goal is end poverty. Because it knows that poverty is destructive. Poverty is also disruptive.
It is also evil.
Poverty is evil. Poverty robs people of rational thinking.
Yeah.
Poverty can make people go to any extent. You see, it's easy.
So, well, the producer is saying we have very limited time left. Yeah. So let's take advantage now. In taking this home, therefore, can we take advantage in any way of these so-called illegal refineries?
It's very touching that the federal government, Nigerian government, has said that the oil majors who are existing in Niger Delta must commit to cleaning up the Niger Delta before they go. Yes. So in cleaning up Niger Delta, whatever role they played in the emergence of these illegal refineries, they should now find a way to, turn things around. That is it.
Yeah.
There must be a restitution program. I'm surprised that government is not even saying anything about it.
Yeah.
There must be, these oil companies the government should institute a case against them at the International Criminal Court. Genocide against the Nigerian people. Yeah. The deliberate destruction of the environment. So that these oil majors will be forced to commit resources towards cleaning up Nigeria. That it shouldn't be the jamboree we had.
These resources they got from the same land.
Yes, but they've made billions and billions of dollars. And they've left the people.
I'm wondering if in 30 seconds we can tackle this. It is said somewhere, I know you are aware of it, you pour oil on troubled waters. But when your crude oil becomes troubled, what do?
Both the water and the crude oil, cannot help anybody. And that is why you see a lot of destruction, gas flaring and all of that going on. So I think Nigerian government should just sit down and have a moment of reflection that we cannot transfer this malfeasance to generations unborn will not forgive us. If we do not set up a restitution program to ensure that these oil majors and even the Nigerian government commit resources towards thoroughly cleaning up the Niger Delta. And she said to clean up Niger Delta, side by side, you must have an empowerment program. It's not just the NDDC or 13% derivation. All those things are just trying to tie bandage on serious wounds. You must commit to drastically fighting poverty in the Niger Delta.
All right.
And lifting the people above poverty.
I must stop you here. It's time to rise, but not before thanking you for your time. Emeka Maduna
Thank you very much.
has been my guest on this show. Today we looked at military uncovering over 50 illegal refineries in Bayelsa forest. So we are here by choice. How do we get home from here? It calls for more rational thinking and taking the bull by the horns. I'm out of here, but not before thanking you for being a part of the process. Homo Politicus thanks you very kindly. Until the next time, bye-bye now.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.